Oh, RJ, you're in. Good morning. Today's Wednesday, best trading day of the week, and there's not much looking decent. Upwork was being bought for like 5 days, up to its earnings, and then the earnings popped. Surprise, bam, way up. So what does that mean, RJ? Do you remember? Marcus, anybody, Dennis, do you remember what that means? What can we expect once the market opens on Upwork? Remember what that means? Morning, Mike. Shit. You're out of practice, buddy. Here, I'll show you the daily chart. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on increasing volume, and then today, pow, surprise up. So what's going to happen? You remember gap analysis? Taking profits, correct. So red day, but of this amount of volume, up even maybe just a portion of. So maybe 30%, a third of this 4 days of up volume. And you could probably even include this bottoming tail candle that got bought up. So that's, it looks like double R vol each day. You can count this one here as a double also, and then a triple. So 2, 2, 2, making it 6, and then another 2, making it 8 plus 1 is 9. So if today isn't projecting 9x R vol, well, we just said a third, right? So volume probably will sell off. A lot of people will hold. So something like a third. So a third of 9 R vol is 3 R vol. So if today's volume projects out at 3 R vol, that's not really going to be enough. That's going to be just enough to let everybody out of their 30%. In order to completely overtake that, we're going to need 4 or 500% R vol. What are we projecting from the open? Let's see, Upwork. Yeah, it's not even projecting 100%. So let's see what happens. Anything can happen. But the prediction is for Upwork to sell off. We're also looking at Rivian. Rivian's a different situation. Let's look at Rivian's chart. Rivian got bought up, boom, boom, but then sold off, ding, ding, and then got bought up before earnings a little bit. So there's still some positive, there's still some long money planted in there, dominant long money, and it is opening up, gapped up a little bit. So there'll be a little bit of selling pressure, a little bit, so if Rivian can, do 2 or 3x R vol, then that'll easily be overcome because there's only a little bit of take profits sentiment on the table. So it, with the right R vol, will potentially run. That might be a good 5-minute dip buy. We'll see how that plays out. Rivian. All right, Rivian. It's kind of a hot stock, so I'm thinking the R vol might take over right away. I'll be off to the races just because it's popular. Kind of memey. Not really, it's kind of. And then EVgo is another one we're looking at this morning. EVgo. And that's on an earnings pop. And then that one was very similar to Rivian. With Rivian, yeah. Bottoming tail candle. Or the other one, whatever that other one was we were talking about. Upwork. It's similar to one of those. It's almost the same pattern. Couple of days up, 1 day down, so that eliminates one of the prior days. So we have just 3 days up from the bottom there. A little bit of up yesterday on a churn, and then pops up. So EVgo with some profit taking pressure, and going to need a good multiple of R vol on that one as well. Then there, that gets you up to date on those. We've got 19 minutes before the market opens. Let's take a look at the market. Not much movement overnight on the market, and pretty much held steady. It is poised to open in the wick of yesterday, or basically at the close of yesterday. It's an even open, is what we say. Looking like it's going to be an even open, equal to yesterday's close. However, here's the important part. Listen up. Yesterday, although it was a good day of volume of push up, was actually below average volume. However, it came with credit where credit is due, because it was higher volume than the day before, and so it's roughly on balance. The only issue is breadth. There were more new lows yesterday than there were new highs across the whole market, and that was reflected across every index. And so that's kind of typical last hurrah exhaustion peaking out behavior. And I have been predicting that Wednesday is probably going to be a distribution day, which would mean that we are going to be red, so moving below the open even after it moves up midday perhaps, and closing below the open, making it a red day on higher volume than the prior day. And that's definitely in the cards. That definitely is in the cards today. The economics today are as follows, which could add pressure to that. 10:15. At 10:15, 45 minutes into the market open, at 10:15, Jay Powell starts speaking. Affect the market. So I won't probably be holding on that long as far as the live stream goes. I'll be here. But be watching yourself at 10:15. And then there's a bunch of Fed speeches at the end of the day from other Fed members. And then tomorrow morning at 9:30, this has got to be wrong information. Maybe this is off. Hold on. UTC. I wonder if it has to do with the time change. Probably 8:30, jobless claims come out, which would also mean that at 9:15 today is when the Jay Powell speech starts. If that's true. Then that's in like 3 minutes, like 2 minutes. All right, be watching the market. So anyway, continuing on with the market outlook, though. Let me get this little Kermit the Frog fucking meme out of my way here for a second. Okay, that's distracting. So we're gonna open it. We're gonna open even, unless Jay Powell starts tanking the market right now or popping it, and we're predicting a red distribution day today. Yesterday, the prediction for it to be a stall out day, or a day that finally ends like below the prior day's close, totally obliterated. So the low percentage chance event, which was a 30% chance, actually happened, which was that we had another continuation day there. Very nice. That's 8 days into a rally now. 8 days of green progress every single day. The last time we had one of these was a 13-day, almost 14-day rally, what you would call a lockout rally. And that hadn't happened in 50 years. And if it had made it just one more day, it would have been the longest successive day-by-day rally in the history of the stock market. That was in 2021, I believe, a year and a half ago. So already 8 days in, an 8-day rally like this is super rare. And, you might be kicking yourself thinking like, oh, man, I should have just kept holding on. I could have made more. You can't rely on these kinds of like really extended rallies to continue. And so, but that could happen again today. So the small chance it continues to play out. The low probability event is kind of happening right now, and it might continue. It looks like the market is popping just a little bit, perhaps. I don't know if that's Jay Powell speaking or just movement. We have 14 minutes before the open. But if this were to continue, that'd be just a great thing, even if you're not in it. And I can't really recommend, unless you got really nice perfect setups and the risk for an entry is so well defined, and the stock that you choose is so nice and controlled and smooth action that you can control your risk and get out without taking too much of a hit if you're wrong. But I can't really recommend getting into things 8 days into a super rally. You just never know when's going to be the last day. But what will happen is it's a great sign. And so after it's done and it starts to pull back, you will get an entry signal on that pullback. So that can be in a week or 2 or 3. And then from there, you can get in for another little 3-day rally. And that's when you make your money. And just save your money. In the meantime, just wait. Just wait for that other moment. Wait for the next rally to kick off, because getting in at the beginning of these rallies is the correct way to go. You do not want to be trying to get in at the ends. It's just a losing strategy. Even if you make money 1 or 2 times, overall, that's not going to serve you for your life in trading. That's just not going to work out. So what you got to do is you just got to sideline. You just got to watch, unless there's a perfect chart, like I said. You just got to watch and think of it as a signal, as the bat signal going up into the sky when the 8, 9, 10, 13 days of a lockout rally starts happening like this. That becomes a signal in and of itself that could be lasting 6 months from here. Not that it's going to go like up straight like that. I'm just saying with pullbacks and rallies and pullbacks and rallies, and then you can play the rallies. So it's a good thing. Don't worry about missing it. And I'll probably be finding something. I'm already in a couple of things, but I'm in light, and I'll probably find a couple of perfect charts to get in today for you guys, and I'll post those in our trading group. All right. So pay attention in there, because a lot of these will be unofficial alerts, like not recommended, only by your own, discretion would you know to take them. So I will let you know what I'm finding and getting into, and or if there's something interesting and I'm not even getting into it, and you can just do with it whatever you want. That's going to happen and be posted to members in the trading group. All right, we've got 12 minutes before the market opens, and we're pretty much on the ball here, watching Upwork, Rivian, EVgo. Flip this back over here. Good morning to you all. Buying any dips is a good idea. It is really hard to say this far, not on the 9th day into a rally, if that's going to work out for you. If you have a strategy for that, there's an okay chance that it's going to follow through. Yeah, dip buy. I think you're talking about what I was talking about was the 5-minute dip buy, though, on was it Upwork? Yeah, possibly any of these, Upwork, Rivian, or EVgo. 5-minute dip buys on those could work out, but Upwork's going to be under a lot of pressure, a lot of selling pressure. All right, we're all caught up. Let's see if there's anything new while I was speaking. There's something TH. I'm going to take a look at that. And KD, TH, and ENVX, which we've seen before. Very difficult stock to latch on to. ENVX has popped on earnings. Looks like all the rest of them. KD. These are all way too light in volume. And then TH, so light in volume. Let's go take a look at that one. Target Hospitality. Okay, no, we're all good. I do want to take a quick look at ANF. That's Abercrombie and Fitch, I believe. As some of the other high growth traders were saying, it's just doing outstanding. Yep, it sure is. Pissed off we missed that one, because that's a beauty. Look at that. That's a gorgeous one. These little runs, those are money makers. Every time you can get in on a green over red candle after a pullback bottom on Abercrombie and Fitch, you might be setting yourself up for 3, 5, 7 days of price improvement that you can be scaling out. On. Make no mistake. It doesn't go up forever, a rally, and then it pulls back. It doesn't go up forever, so you have to pick. You have to pick, for the majority in 3 days, you want to be majority out. By 3 or 4 days after your entry, you want to at least be 50% out. So you want to have been scaling, and then if it keeps going, keep scaling, and then if you run out around days 5, 6, 7, 8, if that even happens, that's correct. Don't feel bad if it goes another day. You did just fine. A bunch of days is excellent. So, but have a strategy which gets you all out after a couple of days. When you're swing trading, the up moves after a pullback on a stock that's bullish like that. Wow, the RS rating on ANF is 99, the highest it could be. It doesn't show 100. 99. So yeah, I'm pissed as hell that I missed this ANF. I can tell you that. But we'll keep it on watch for sure, and we're looking for a pullback on it. Okay, we got 8 minutes before they open. I'm just going to watch it in the corner once it opens, see how it trades today. Not that I want to grab any. Would not grab any don't grab things at the ends. Grab things at the beginnings. If you don't know how to spot the beginnings, that's just a skill thing. It doesn't mean that because you lack skill, maybe you can make some money by being an idiot and buying things at the end. Trading must be done smartly. Looking at the long-term swing trade should have been more clear. Sorry. Oh, okay. To be clear, buying any dips is a good idea. I see. But on which stock? Fed has any meeting today, I think. Yeah, the Fed is either speaking right now or at 10:15. Because of the time change, the correct time on that is unclear. I think it's either at 10, maybe it's even at 11:15. No, I think the numbers would say. I think J Powell may be speaking right now. You can't really swing trade unless we're in a positive bull market, which we are, but we're at the end now, so there's really no entries. And you got to wait for re-entries, green light signal from the market. The market could go on for another week like this. It's rare, but it happens. It comes up. It's been a year and a half since the last time it did that, and the last time it did that, it was once in 50 years. So, it's rare that we go 9, 10, 11, 12 days. Green, 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 green. I think that was 12 days. It's rare, but it can happen. So are there 3 days more up in this? Maybe. But I would only pick just like perfectly set up stocks just now going green over red on the hopes that you could get, a couple of days out of it before the market says, no. And they might even stall out before the market shows that it's stalling out. Also, if you do that, you take smaller risk, like 1/5, 1/4 size. I do 1/6. So, you want to feed your gamble-holic habit, you can do it, but with a very small size. It's just not a good thing to be buying at the end. Anything. It just doesn't work out. It's just the risk is so high. 3 out of 4 trades don't work out when things are pulling back. And the breadth, like I said earlier, yesterday, is declining now. We're now in a negative ratio. So there's more new lows going on in the markets than there are new highs. So that's a very secret little indication of of the way the market may be turning. That could quickly be negated by a positive ratio today. Because then you could consider the negative ratio like just a pullback day before we catapult forward more. So, nothing is gospel here. So, well, there's a few things that are gospel, but, for the most part, there's always an exception. That's why you have to trade what you see, not what you hear. Don't trade with your ears, trade with your eyes. Yep. EVgo is running. That's why it's on my fucking chart. Yeah. Good morning, Sarah. Oh, she's talking about it's popping right now. Yeah. Yeah. So, I told you what the opportunities were. Upwork, EVgo, and Rivian. And while I'm updating people, it's up to you to do your intraday trading if that's something you like to do. And from our master classes that the point to get in would be like a pre-market pivot. And in this case, that was at 274, and it's now at 284. So that's up, what, like 3%? 284 divided by 274, 3.7%. Man, I was so off. Yeah, I should have known that. Leaned on the 4% side. Okay. Note to self. Note to smart self. 9:27. Okay, we got 3 minutes into the open. 90% discount still good for today. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think it's maybe the last day. Yes, it is. What's your name? Tom? Troy? What was that name? I can't see that. Tuna fish sandwich. Oh, that's so perfect. We have the can of tuna sort of saying that we use. I'm not going to explain that right now. With 2.5 minutes before the open, and yeah, that would be save 90 for the 90% discount. Yeah, save 90. All right, cool. We're ready. 2 minutes to the open. Oh, another note, maybe I thought it, but I didn't speak it out loud. The quality of stocks today is okay. There's like 3 good market cap stocks signaling anything, coming across our screens. There's a ton of shit, and that's typical. But there's 3, but that's still very low. In a good bull run, there's 300. And you just don't have enough money. So 3 is extremely low. You don't know what you don't know. Well, that's why I'm here to tell you. 3, you might be like, oh, is that good? 3, ooh. No, it's very low quality, but it's better than it's been. But it's still low quality, and I still do think today is a very risky day. Could be on the chopping block. If we move up big, it's probably just a lockout squeeze rally. And probably a lot of the other indicators are going to show that there's a negative forecast on that. Look, all good things come to an end. It's just when. On the 9th day, 10th day, 11th day, when's it going to be? It doesn't go forever. And that's when we're going to be there to pick up the pieces. EVgo pulling back now on that little run before the open. Like I said, all of these stocks, Rivian, Upwork, and EVgo, they are all potentially have some selling pressure to overcome. And whichever one is the most, brings the most demand, might be able to overcome that and fly. And we don't know which one. It's going to depend on its factors. So you have to watch. Rivian has a 600 million float, so I have a feeling that one's just going to sell. All right, here we go. 10 seconds before the open. All right, and we're off. The horses running. All right, Upwork selling off right out of the open. The first few seconds here, the market selling off a little bit right out of the open. Could get bought up. So you might be looking for dip buys. The first 60 seconds are going to be very defining on which strategy you use, whether it's the 1 minute breakout up long, or if it does not, then you might want to turn towards the 5-minute dip buy. That's if you're going to just play anything at all. Wednesday is going to be your best day of the week for intraday trading. Yeah, Upwork profits being taken. It was at 15 at the open. Now it's at 14. This is what we're talking about. EVgo with a 70 mil float, the smallest of them all, is holding the open at 275. Rivian is acting like it has some pressure there. The market starting to move up. Where are we now? The 1 minute is complete. Your 1 minute opening range is complete. And the Upwork just broke to the downside on that 1 minute opening range. That's not a good sign. And there goes EVgo dropping as well. And there goes Rivian dropping as well. So that's what I was talking about. They were all set up to bleed. Now, at some point, everybody who wanted to take profits is going to be out. Where is that going to be? Your 5-minute dip buy is going to be the best way to have a nice shot at that. 5-minute dip buy, nice, safe strategy on that end. All right, I guess I'm dumping Palantir. Palantir is doing something not fun. The market is dojiing. It's got a lot of volatility, and yet the VIX is at 14.7. Okay, the market does seem to be turning down. You do this every day? Yes. It's a great idea to what? To not? Yeah, I'm not sure. That was probably pretty funny when I don't know what you're talking about now. When you said it. Oops, god damn it, I deleted the wrong thing. What was that? EVgo. Okay. EVgo, Rivian, and Upwork all bleeding out as predicted. Rivian has a huge float, so it's going to be hard to make it move. But RVOL numbers you could start to get now. The Qs just broke the new highs on the day. So did the SP 500. Oh, and the VIX is actually at 14.6 now, so it's popped up off the open, and is acting very positive. Now breadth is pretty much even right now, but it's actually a smidge worse than yesterday. The ratio is just slightly more bearish today so far off the open. There's enough new lows versus new highs already for us to say that some of what's going on behind the scenes is negative. The market's moving, but that could be coming from Apple. It could be coming from one stock. Some of these huge market caps are getting in late. Are they going to sell when the market pulls back for 10 days starting today? No, they're getting in on a nice move. They're looking at the weekly and monthly charts, big smart money, investing in big, huge stocks like Apple. They're not like us. They're not trading day to day. We don't want to get stuck in a market that's actually dropping, but doesn't look like it because Apple and Netflix are moving up. Apple, Netflix, and Microsoft. And those stocks don't provide us a good return. Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, a little bit. Tesla, yeah. But, the big caps don't make the market. They help, but they don't really make the market, and they don't make good swing trades. The reason we started coming up off of the bottom in the beginning was because of a completely different set of stocks other than Apple and Nvidia and all those. Okay, EVgo has turned around. Let's see. I'm not sure what minute are we on. Not sure if that's a 5-minute dip buy right there. Okay, we're in the fifth. No, yeah, we are in the 5th minute. 5 minutes have transpired, and so actually, there's no signal on EVgo yet or Upwork. There couldn't be. And look at those just bleeding out back to where they started from. Rivian now back to yesterday's close, 1740. Upwork nearly there. EVgo acting the strongest of them, and yet there's still no 5-minute signal yet. The 5-minute signal at this point would be a break of the high. Isn't that right, RJ? So SPY, do you think is going up? No. Why did you think that? I thought that. No, it's been, I mean, it is though. No, well, SPY isn't. It's sort of topping out. All these are, very extended. They call it long in the tooth. Now, this is day 9 up of a rally. Yes, sir, says RJ. Day 9 up in a rally, which is very long. But we did break trend line, but not on the S&P 500. Did break trend line resistance, but not the major one on the S&P 500, or even the minor one. It's just it hasn't gotten there. But on the growth stocks, yes, we did. That's good. That's a positive. It means we're in a bull market, and that this is just a consolidatory pullback since July, and that we're working our way out of this period. And where's the lowest price? Maybe it's not even put in yet, but this breaking of the trend line resistance up here kind of says it is. It says that was the lowest low because it broke that trend line resistance. So we'll pull back, maybe not today, but I've been predicting that it will be today. We'll pull back today or tomorrow or the next day. When it starts happening, it's going to really flush. You're going to be so glad you're out and not risking money, because they'd be all losing trades. You'd give money back. It's just not even worth the risk. It's more probable you'd lose money. So why would you take that trade? You don't. And then we pull back for a couple of days, maybe 2 weeks. And then we get some kind of a signal. And, have some good stocks we're looking at, and boom, then we plant some money and we go in big, which is just 1 R, or 0.75 R or half an R. That's big. It's not that big, but that's our max per position. And you do that across whatever signaling, hopefully, like 10 stocks signal at that point in 3 weeks from now. And then it goes for 3, 4, 5, 6 days. And then you're all out. You've been scaling and scaling and scaling and scaling. And that's it. That's the game. That's it. It's for day trading futures, which is like day trading the market, essentially is what that is. And just you can click the link in my bio to find out more about that. I mean, there's just so much more over there. There's a frequently asked questions section, with hundreds of every question you would want to ask. It's all there and answered on the FAQ. Only futures or individual stocks? That is only futures. Some of them of individual stocks, but you can't trade those in that context with that company that gives you all that money. If you want to trade stocks, you got to use your own money. So if you want to, do something with other people's money, that's one way to do it. If you don't, then you use your own money. And so, I mean, there's a lot of choices in life. Okay, we're getting a bounce on Rivian at a bottom of 1730, which was basically yesterday's close. A little bit of a bounce. Be watching the 5-minute charts on those. We're now in the second 5-minute candle has been completed. So now you're looking for entry, and the 5-minute dip buy is anytime price gets above the high of the prior second of the prior 5-minute candlestick. Okay, that might be getting close to happening on Rivian right now. I'm not looking at the 5-minute charts. So you got to find that for yourself if that's the strategy you're going about. About Play, Dave and Buster's? Is that what that is? Did you say Play? Oh, Pixie. I think Pixie is a very high float biotech, low priced. Let me see. What's going on there? I could be mistaken. Let's see. Can't remember everything about everything. Come on. Let's see. Pixie is a float of 21,000. All right, that's such a low float that going to end up owning the whole company. Average volume's been way high lately, so it's just been a lot of trading. The churn is way too high. There's not enough float to even, it can't even really be traded. I mean, yeah. It just doesn't have, it's like, you're going out hunting for, I mean, it's maybe a bad analogy. Maybe I'm not even a hunter of things, but maybe some of you can relate to this, but maybe many of us can't. But, you're going out to hunt something fucking incredible, right? Like, I mean, let's just say like a deer, because that's legal, all the way to a lion, which is illegal. But I mean, like you're trying to hunt something amazing, and you get out there and it's a fucking mole. Like you find a mole on the ground, a blind fucking rat scurrying around, a shrew, fucking mole, and that's all you got. That's what Pixie is. Leave it alone. Rivian may be signaling as a 5-minute entry. I'm not looking at the 5-minute on it. Rivian may be signaling. And it looks like I'm going to get out of IMTX also. And the market is struggling to make higher highs right now. And okay, I'm going to go back into research mode. And now that everyone's caught up on the markets, thank you for tuning in. We are dialed in. And maybe you guys didn't even trade this morning, and you normally might. And that was probably the right decision. So, take it soft, take it easy during these moments. This is the time to get out, not to get in. All right. See you in the group, everybody. See you in the group. That would be e3tradinggroup.com. Same headset. Yeah, I love it.